Hello friends, welcome to my channel Topicsxpress. Today we are going to discuss Manipur crisis. For past 3 months, ethnic clashes has engulfed the whole state. There have been several cases of murder, arson and sexual assault. So let's talk about how it started. What are the historical fault lines that led to these clashes? And what can be done to bring normalcy in the state? So how it started? Violent clashes broke out on May 3, 2023, at Churchandpur, Manipur, between Meitis and Kukis during the Tribal Solidarity March called by the All-Tribal Students' Union of Manipur, that is ATSUM. Solidarity March was called to oppose the High Court order that direct the state government to recommend the inclusion of Meitis in the ST category to the central government. In order to comprehend this subject fully, first let's talk about Manipur's geography and demographics. Manipur is a beautiful state surrounded by hill ranges and was rightly called the Jewel of India by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Known as Kanglipak or Sanalapak, that is Golden Land, to its inhabitants, it has an area of 22,327 square kilometer and is bounded by Nagaland, Assam, Mizoram, and Myanmar. The hills and mountains of Manipur are offshoots from the Himalayas, which form the northern boundary of India. According to Census 2011, the state has a population of 27.22 lakh. It is one of the 8 northeastern states, Ashta-Lakshmi, as called by PM Modi. Demographics. Its capital Imphal is a valley covering roughly 10% of the state area and accommodates approximate 60% of the population. And the rest 90% area is mountainous. People living in valley are Meitis. They are 60% of the population, consisting of 40% Hindus and 15% Muslims, called Pangals, and in the mountains are Kukis, 24% of the population, and Nagas, 16% of the population, as it is well established that the growth of ethnic identities led to social tension and clashes. Now we are going to trace back the growth of ethnic identities among Meitis, Kukis, Nagas and Pangals. Meitis. Before Vaishnavism from Bengal arrived, people followed the native tribal culture. The Vaishnavite movement from Bengal suddenly transformed socio-economic formation in the valley from tribalism to ethnicity. The threat posed by the Naga movement. Poor governance, negligence from the central government, and the crisis of identity were the motivating factors in the revival of Meitei nationalism. Naga, Hapo Jadanang and Rani Gaidinliu mainly spearheaded the Naga identity in Manipur, who launched the anti-British movement in 1931. At that time Naga movement of Manipur was different from that of Nagaland. Following stiff resistance from Meitis on the Naga group's demand, for the merger of Naga-inhabited hills of Manipur with Nagaland, for Greater Nagaland, Naga nationalism in Manipur turned assertive and violent. Kuki, there are accounts suggesting Kukis in 11th century Manipur. 1845 onwards, large-scale Kukis migrate to Manipur. Mac Culloch, a British political agent to Manipur, settled them down so that they act as guards on exposed frontiers. With NSCN gaining ground in the hills of Manipur, since 1980, and Naga's demand for unification, Kukis' homeland demand gained ground with the formation of the Kuki National Organization, KNO, and its armed wing, Kuki National Army, KNA, in 1988, Pangals. The Manipuri Muslims, or the Pangals as they are commonly called, came to Manipur from Assam and Bengal towards the beginning of the last century and settled down in the alluvial plains of Imphal. Now let's talk about the historical fault lines. First, historical prejudices. Manipur was ruled by the Meitei kings. British and Meitei kings used Kukis to ward off Nagas' raids. Kukis are considered outsiders by both Nagas and Meitis. In its long history, there was not a single instance of a communal riot in Manipur until December 1992, when riots broke out between the Nagas and the Kukis and continued up until 1995. Second, skewed political representation. Meitis dominate 40 of the 60 state assembly seats. Kukis and Nagas feel neglected in the decision-making process, which affects their culture and livelihood. Third, non-inclusive development. The state government has primarily focused its development programs and central development initiatives in the valley, neglecting the obligations for hilly regions. Fourth, Property rights. It is one of the most contested issues. Meitis can buy land only in the valley, which is 10% of the state area and hosts 60% of its population, but not in hilly regions, since they are reserved forests. Fifth. Banning of opium. Recently state governments start surveying reserved forest in hilly regions and banned opium to replace it with medicinal ganja. It led to the evictions of many Kukis, leaving them infuriated. Sixth. The demand of NRC. Meitis demand the National Register of Citizens, NRC, based on the recently concluded ATSUM's NRC. Meitis consider Kukis as outsiders and hence tenants, not landlords, so what can be done to restore the trust amongst the people? In order to do that, first, the center must act as an honest broker and announce a transparent inquiry into the roots of the violence and pinpoint accountability. Second, civil society leaders, intellectuals from state and other states should come forward to hold peace dialogues in all affected districts. Third, center should hold talks with the all stakeholders, that is the state government and the ethnic groups. Fourth, sports facilities should be opened and be used as a binding agent between communities, as all group loves merry calm. Let's hope that normalcy will prevail again in Manipur. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment.